Hey everybody, Yankee here. You know, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you probably know quite a few things about me. You probably know I like revolvers. I got some weird ideas. I don't know when to keep my mouth shut, and a whole bunch of other things about me. And another thing you might know is that I like to draw. Always have. As long as I can remember, I've been drawing. You know, at my earliest memories, I was drawing, and I was usually pretty good at it. So I've always loved it. I went for a long time though where I didn't draw anything, like 10 to 15 years. I was too busy making a living. Didn't have any reason to draw. But lately I've started drawing again, doing my own little designs because we needed to make some Pro-2A merchandise to sell for TYMP, to help fund TYMP. That's where the money from merchandise sales go. And as much as I hate selling merchandise, I actually love drawing the little artwork for the front of the merchandise. Now, I don't draw every t-shirt because some of them are just like photo t-shirts like this one here. I mean, how could I possibly render this by hand? This is like perfection here. This is the sexy and packing shirt, by the way. But most of the shirts I draw. You know, they're little pieces of artwork from me. And I wish I could find some rich foreign investors that'd be willing to pay big money for them, like Hunter Biden or something. But I can't, so I have to sell them to you all at like $5 profit a pop. But people are always asking me, hey, what's your best-selling merchandise? When I tell them I draw it, first off, they always ask me how I draw it. And I've already done a video on that. I'll link that in the upper corner. But lately, people have been asking me, hey, what are your biggest selling items? Well, my biggest selling items aren't that big. T-shirts are like the #1 selling thing. And I think the shirt that I have that has sold the most has sold 24 t-shirts. And today I want to do a little video because people keep asking this question. I want to do a video of the top 5 selling designs that I have drawn. And all of the top ones are ones I actually drew myself. So I wanted to go through them here. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that one of the top designs I've drawn is the Peaw design. But that one's given me so much trouble, I'm not putting it on this list. I've had to switch it from manufacturer to manufacturer because even though it is covered by parody law, because we are making a clear social statement there, you know, Pokemon are constantly captured and oppressed and manipulated by higher powers, like the people in the country are if they aren't able to defend themselves. And if they had a gun, all that would end. That entire system where they're exploited would end. So there's social commentary there. But like I said, it's caused me so much trouble. You can still order them from my website, but they come from Poland now. So they take a lot longer to get there. One of them's in the mail now for John Heasley, and it's been in the mail for like a week and a half now. And it's just now in this country. So we'll take a lot longer to get them. If you want one, you can order it still, but be prepared to wait for it to get there. But that's probably my most popular design is the Peaw. But I'm not going to include that one because, like I said, now I can't get them made here in this country. Got to go to Poland. I'm also not going to include the Save the 40s shirt because that design is one that's for people to just get into the Save the 40s club or society or whatever it's called. And that's the people that are listed at the end of my videos, you know, a scroll with the names on it. Those are people that have bought Save the 40 merchandise and have joined that exclusive club. So those won't be included. So let's start now with what are actually the top 5 selling designs that I have drawn for my Pro-2A merch. All right, in 5th place is the first American flag. Now this is just a Gadsden flag that I have added the text, this is not a Confederate flag, this is actually the first American flag, something along those lines, because a lot of people seem to think that that is a Confederate flag. And that, oh, these gun owners are adopting a Confederate flag. No, we're not. That's one of the first American flags. That's one of the first flags the American soldiers ever flew. And it's still important today, just like it was then. So that's my number 5 design, the first American flag with the Gadsden flag on it. Now at number 4, we have a very simple drawing here. It's basically a little 3-panel sketch of showing caliber effectiveness. You know, it shows the 9mm. He gets shot with that and he's like, ow, ow, stop it. You know, and then he gets shot with a 40 and he's dead and there's even some collateral damage. And then he gets shot with a 10mm and, you know, he's just pulp and blood and there's the walls missing. And it says, they're not all the same. Because so many people like to portray calipers as the same when they're not. They're like, there's no difference between a 9 and a 10. It's just garbage. So I made that little design showing that. And I guess people liked it because it is the number 4 selling shirt that I've made. All right, the next shirt at number 3 is a little bit controversial because a lot of people slammed me over it because they thought it was about suicide. And I think they thought that because it's Eeyore. And it says on it, kindness is the way to deal with most people. It's a quote from Eeyore. I can't remember exactly what it is, but treat people with kindness, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, and if that fails, shotgun. And people are like, oh my God, if people aren't nice to him, he's going to kill himself. No, if people aren't nice to you, well, then you point your shotgun at him and get the fuck away from me. That's what it's about. But that's my number 3 selling design, kindness and shotguns with Eeyore on it. And like I said, that one is a little bit controversial. All right, at number 2, we have a Monty Python-esque design because I'm a huge Monty Python fan. Holy Grail, Life of Brian. Oh, I'm just a huge, the series, the TV show. Watched it all the time as a kid on PBS. Love Monty Python. It falls right into my sense of humor. So I did a shirt of the knights who say pew, pew, pew. And I don't think this needs any explanation. I think we all know what this is a parody of. And, they got their little ARs there and everything. So this is a design I think a lot of other nerds have taken to because it is Monty Python. And it is my number 2 selling design. And it's only sold 1 shirt less than the number 1 selling design. And the number 1 selling design is mouse guns. This one actually surprised me because it's just Mickey Mouse. I think he's holding either an AK or an AR and a revolver. And it's mouse guns. He's a mouse. He's got guns. When the old style Mickey became, public domain, I made this right away because it's not really parody. It's just me using the character. So I had to wait for it to be public domain. So that's the number 1 selling, mouse guns. It's Mickey Mouse with guns. I mean, what's not to like there, I guess. So that's the number 1 selling and the number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And a couple that I didn't include here. So if you were curious as which ones sell the most, it's those ones. And if you're curious how many the one on top has sold, well, it's 24. So we're not making a ton of money off merchandise. In fact, I think people order more magnets and stuff, little things. But as far as the designs themselves go, those are my 5 most popular ones. I hope that you all own them. And if you don't own them, I hope at least one of them on here you might want to go get to help fund TYMPPP.